Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another pregnancy related video, loosely. Today I'm going to be talking about nausea, and I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that I found gave me a little bit of relief for my nausea in the first trimester of pregnancy, in case they might be able to help you too. So I've made a list on my phone as I've thought of things. I've got 9 things written down here that are things that have helped me with nausea throughout the first trimester, and I thought I would share them because if anything can help you, then I want to share it with you because I know how awful it is. I'm not guaranteeing any of these will work for you, but if they do, then great, give them a try. So the first thing I want to share with you, and it was something that really helped, especially when I was first starting to feel nausea, it's the Vicks nasal inhaler. Now I can't see whether this is safe to take in pregnancy, but I wasn't actually inhaling it. All I was doing was holding it like under my nose like this, waving it under, and the smell of like the menthol and mint and whatever else is in it just helped take away those pangs of nausea. And particularly, I don't know about you, but when I'm pregnant I am really conscious of smells. I'm really my smell is like really hyper good. Every single little smell makes you feel sick. But by waving this under my nose, it kind of took away the other smells, and it helped me just to concentrate for a minute on breathing and just focusing on not feeling sick. So I would definitely recommend giving that a go if you haven't already. Like I say, I can't say whether it's safe to take in pregnancy, but I wasn't inhaling it, I was just like smelling the aroma from it. Okay, the next one is along the same lines, and that is all-bass oil. I found the smell of the eucalyptus and mint and things in all-bass oil really helped with the nausea. I put some in my diffuser at home and just let it like waft out into the room. I also put a little bit on my pillow at night because I used to feel really nauseous before bedtime, and I found that having it on my pillow really helped kind of curb the nausea a little bit, just enough to let me fall asleep. So that's one that I would really recommend. Also, it's really handy to take around in your bag, so if you are feeling a bit queasy, you can put some on a tissue and have a little sniff of it somewhere without causing too much attention to yourself. Okay, the next one is travel bands. Now, I've kind of got mixed feelings about these because when I first got the travel bands, they really worked. If you don't know what they are, they're like stretchy elastic bands, and they've got a little sort of ball that sits on your wrist on your pressure point that's supposed to alleviate nausea. And they're for like, I think they're called travel bands because they originally started off for travel sickness, and you can use them for travel sickness, but they do help with all kinds of nausea. So morning sickness, if you have nausea related to an illness or anything like that. So I picked up some of these, and when I first got them I found that they worked really well, and then they almost sort of lost the effectiveness, I think. So I don't know whether my body got used to them or whether they only worked like as a placebo effect at the start because I thought they were working. Like I kind of tricked myself into thinking they were working. I'm not sure. But despite the fact that I didn't think they were working all that well, I still wore them every day because I was scared that if I took them off I would feel even worse than I was feeling in that moment. So I still wore them for the first, like the whole first trimester. So I mean, there's nothing to say that I wouldn't feel even worse if I hadn't been wearing them. So like I say, they're worth giving it a go if you haven't already. Okay, the next one is sour sweets. So anything that kind of is like has a sour taste, I found really helped with my nausea. So things like sherbet lemons, refreshers, do you remember those? They're little round sweets. I think they're called something different in America. If you're watching from America, they're called, I think they're called Smarties in America, but we call them refreshers, and they're made up of like sherbet, but they're hard sweetie that you can soak. These were a lifesaver for me. I would carry them in my handbag, and anytime I felt really queasy I would just pop one in and it would help. They had to be really sour though, and especially when I was doing my running I found that they were really good to have before I was going running. When I just couldn't face going out, I would have one of those just to take the edge off, and then once I was out in the fresh air and things I was fine. But yeah, they really helped. So the next one I don't actually know how to pronounce properly, so I'll put it up on the screen, but it's binaural oral recordings. So basically it's a recording, and it goes in through the ear, and it works with the vibrations in the ear canal because that's why it's oral, and it's meant to work with the vibrations somehow stopping you feeling the nausea. So I can't say how much this works. I did it because I was desperate and I wanted to try anything. So what I would do, mostly when I was feeling really, really sick and I had to lie down, I would put this on beside me, and it makes like just a funny kind of noise. It's not like music, it's just kind of like a weird noise. And again, I don't know if it's like a placebo effect or if it actually did work or what, but it did make me feel slightly better. Obviously I was also lying down, so that could have contributed, but if nothing else, it helped me go to sleep and have like a little nap, and the nap like was enough to sort of stop me feeling sick because I wasn't awake anymore. So if nothing else, it relaxed me a little bit. But that's something that's worth giving a go, because if it works for you, great, and it doesn't involve medication or anything obviously, and it's free because I just looked it up on YouTube. So if you look up the binaural for nausea or for morning sickness, you'll find loads of different options there. The next thing that helped me was eating regularly. I found that as soon as I was hungry, as soon as my stomach felt a little bit hungry, it would feel really, the nausea would be so much worse when I was hungry. So I had to eat regularly. And also in pregnancy, I often get like a funny taste in my mouth, which makes me feel more sick. So by making sure I was eating something, I always had a taste of whatever I was eating in my mouth rather than that other taste, to try and stop me feeling sick. So eating little amounts regularly rather than like massive big meals, which I could never face anyway when I was feeling sick. But eating little amounts regularly stopped me ever feeling hungry, and took away the nausea a little bit. So I've kind of touched on this already, but resting regularly. So I have been so tired throughout my pregnancy so far, but I found that when I'm tired, my nausea is so much worse. So I've kind of learned to read the signals, and when I'm tired, just have a lie down if at all possible. I'm quite lucky that the girls are really good. They don't mind if I need to have a little lie down on the sofa or whatever. They'll play just beside me, and if Andrew's home, he'll just send me off to my bed to go and have a lie down. And just having that sleep, just even if it's just a short one, really helps with the nausea, because as soon as I am tired, I just feel 100 times worse. I don't know about you guys. So if that is something that you're not doing at the moment, then I would recommend trying to get some more rest into your daily routine, even if it's just like lying down on the sofa with your feet up, even if it's not sleeping, even if you're not able to do that because you maybe have other children or whatever. If you're able to just lie down, put the TV on or something for even half an hour, it will make a massive difference. Now, I mentioned in one of my previous pregnancy update videos that I was getting really sore heads, probably because I wasn't eating and drinking enough because I was feeling nauseous. But the sore heads made my nausea so much worse. So one thing that I found really helped was to get a cold face cloth and either place it on my head or on the back of my neck when I was feeling really unwell, and that would kind of help soothe the headaches, but also it would kind of, it felt almost refreshing, and it kind of helped with the feelings of nausea, because when you feel sick you do go quite hot and clammy, so having a really cold face cloth definitely helped. So that is something to give a go if you haven't already. The next one might sound a little bit silly, but it is breathing. I have found that really being aware of my breathing helps with the nausea so much. It's something that I kind of hadn't taken into consideration too much before, because I kind of thought, like, how can breathing help? But when I really concentrate on my breathing and taking really deep breaths in, really deep breaths out, and really concentrating on filling my lungs, I feel like maybe it's just having something else to concentrate on apart from feeling sick, but that, as well as the deep breathing, it really helped to sort of alleviate the nausea just that little bit. And the last one was my final resort, but something I did have to resort to, and that is medication. If you are feeling really sick and you just can't cope, medication is something that might be worth looking into. So in week 11 of my pregnancy, I was just feeling so unbearably sick all the time, and it was just horrible. And I spoke to my midwife at my regular checkup appointment, and she spoke to the doctor, and they prescribed me a drug called prochlorperazine. There's loads of different medications for nausea, and I think this one's quite a low one, so if you've tried that and it's not working for you, please go back, because there are other ones that are stronger. But I found that this was just enough for me to sort of take the edge off and mean that I could do normal day-to-day things that I wasn't managing before. So as a last resort, medication is always there. There are ones that are safe to take in pregnancy. So if you are really struggling, I would definitely recommend speaking to your midwife or doctor and seeing what they can help you with. So those are the things that I found helped with relieving my nausea. I hope some of them might be things that could help you. If you have any other ideas that I haven't mentioned, please put them in the comments for anyone else reading them, because I'm sure that they would really appreciate your help in finding anything that can relieve this nausea. And if you are suffering really badly with pregnancy nausea at the moment, then I feel for you. I'm so sorry you're going through this, but know that it's not forever, and at the end of all this, you're going to have a lovely baby to take home. So it is worth it in the end. Thank you so much for watching today, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!